My music education was a combination of both. In my house as a child, there was always music, everything from Mozart to Frank Sinatra. And then I had my personal collections of Beatles and Earth, Wind and Fire and everything else that a child of the 60s would have, and 70s. After high school, I went to conservatory. I went to the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York, and I studied applied double bass. So I was a classical bass major, but always played jazz and enjoyed it. I was introduced to playing jazz really by my father, who's a very good guitarist, and he always loved jazz. He loved all music, but he always loved jazz, and he was the first one to teach me a blues pattern in the key of F. For a number of years, I taught at Bennington College in Bennington, Vermont, and I stopped doing that. Now I pretty much teach privately, and occasionally I get invited to a school to do a weekend teaching / clinic / concert. I think that the most important thing for students to focus on is to really learn how to listen to music. Because far too often, and professionals are guilty of it also, we tend to focus on one aspect of what's going on. A lot of instrumentalists don't know the lyrics to any of the songs that they play because they've been so focused on learning the chords and the harmonic structure and other instrumentalists' versions of songs that they never really get the complete picture. I don't know if I do remember the first one that I ever bought, but I know that my parents had a collection of LPs, and I can tell you that one of them was Milestones by Miles Davis, and I have probably burned through 4 LPs of that and a couple of CDs. And to this day, I think it's my favorite jazz record of all time. It had an unbelievable band with Miles, Cannonball Adderley, John Coltrane, Philly Joe Jones, Red Garland, and Paul Chambers. It just doesn't get better. Yes, the first jazz concert that I went to was the Count Basie Band, and I grew up in Philadelphia, and they played, I think it might have been at Valley Forge Music Fair, possibly. Anyway, I remember it, and I remember how exciting it was. Terrific. And my father was very excited because he saw Freddie Green, the great guitarist, having an ice cream. So we went over and we met Freddie Green and talked to him, and it was great. Well, my first paid gig was actually washing windows in a local grocery store. But you're probably talking about playing the bass. My first paid gig was in high school, and if I remember, we went to Atlantic City and played in some little club. I was certainly underage or just barely legal to go into a bar in New Jersey. And we drove there from Philadelphia and drove back after the job.
Do you remember how much you were paid?
I don't.
Some people
A
do.
little,
It's so funny.
yeah, I don't, but it was probably, $40 or something like that. Hi, this is David Finck. For more videos, go to JazzTimes.com.